coming off a record-breaking performance from three, doing his routine. Part of the Warriors' routine, the use of the slip screen. 3D and company break it down.
You saw it in game two, a lot of opportunities for Golden State with guys just in motion, not ever making contact and getting themselves to the rim. So one of the things we want to talk about with Cleveland is actually defending a screen. Make sure that there is a screen. So let's go through some of those sets and how it is that Golden State got to those layups, especially early on in the first quarter.
So come up a little bit. So this is George Hill guarding Steph.
Yep.
And what we're trying to tell people is that now when Steph gives the ball up, George Hill, whoever it may be, guarding Steph Curry, has to stay into his body, because if he's too loose, we know it's going to be a quick step back and shoot the three.
Yep. So the play is this. The ball ends up going to Draymond Green. Dominique, you can come down here at the elbow, which is where Sean Livingston's setting this pick. As Steph Curry is coming down and working against George Hill, we've got Jeff Green extending out at this point, extending out and going to Steph Curry, which is allowing this slippage.
Slip right here.
Right? You saw that, Neek, with Sean Livingston making the read.
Exactly.
So the problem is there has to be a screen in order for there to be a switch.
Say that again.
There has to be a screen in order for there to be a switch.
Thank you.
And so if we run through it a second time, Draymond Green has the ball. George Hill's guarding Steph. I'm Jeff Green. I'm staying here at this point right here. There has to be contact with the screener. This signals the switch. It is imperative that George Hill now gets below the screen. If he does not get below the screen, this is what Sean is looking for. All right. Now, if he does get below the screen, I can be Jeff Green, and when this contact's made, I can make contact with Steph right away.
You see, you stay here.
We'll go back one more time.
Get that slip there.
The problem is for George Hill is if I'm Jeff Green and I'm waiting for this, if George Hill comes too quickly to get below the screen, pop back, Steph's going to shoot a three. All right, so this is where the dilemma is. We're going to keep this angle here along the free throw line for you guys to watch this, because the problem is for this primary defender, you have to get below this screen. And in order to do that, you're going to have to at some point give up space and trust this defender.
And Brent, talk to people through how you two have to be on the same page, because obviously Steph Curry has the freedom to flare, go under, or set a screen for Livingston to come around.
I am the eyes in this point for George Hill as the backline defender, right, Nick? I'm talking to him to tell him what's coming.
Yeah, you got to communicate too. You know, as a back defender, you got to let that top guy here know, who's guarding Steph Curry, that the screen is possibly coming. So you got to be able to hear what your teammate is saying and kind of move lateral. You always say, see the man in your ball, and the ball, you have to do that. So when that screen coming, and you're talking about either switching or getting under, when you get under, you got to get your body on this guy so he doesn't slip.
So this is what it might sound like, 3D. We the three of us may know this language quite well. We'll do it without cursing. So you get the ball. Ball goes over to the wing. It's caught there. Screen coming, get down. Mine.
Right there.
Right here.
There it is. There it is.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the way that they're going to have to be in this loud building with one another, connected. It's got to be that kind of communication. The last time, I want to show this one more time. If we can put our angle here with the camera right along the free throw line. This is what makes it problematic for Cleveland. It's really hard for George Hill to get below a screen at the free throw line to make this switch. So the ball goes over. He's got to stay connected with Steph enough to not bounce back. At this point, if I'm Jeff Green, if I go too soon, right? Stay up there, Case. If I go too soon, this is where Dominique is. Sean Livingston, he's in. He's making the dunk. All right? So
last thing we're going to say is we're recommending that George Hill, Jordan Clarkson, whoever it is, make sure you stay connected, but make sure you're listening to the backside. Because if you don't communicate, they will get wide open threes.